You never planned to come back. Not to this town. Not to these streets where every corner still knows your name, even though you stopped saying it out loud years ago. Not to the place that taught you how to disappear. The call came at 2:14 a.m. The kind of hour where truth slips through before you're awake enough to stop it. 3 former classmates. 3 deaths. Different nights. Different locations. Different excuses. Car accident. Fall from a balcony. Electrical fire. All neat. All believable. Until someone noticed the pattern. Until someone remembered you. Now the road hums beneath your tires as the town appears through the windshield, smaller than you remember but heavier somehow, like it's been waiting, holding its breath. The old welcome sign leans to one side, paint peeling, letters faded by years of sun and neglect. Home. The word hits harder than you expect. Your hands tighten around the steering wheel, knuckles whitening, pulse drumming in your ears. You tell yourself to breathe, but your chest won't listen. Every mile closer feels like peeling back a scar you worked so hard to seal. 15 years ago, you didn't just leave this place. You ran. You ran from the laughter that turned sharp when you weren't supposed to hear it. From friendships that felt warm on the surface and rotten underneath. From a secret that cracked something inside you so deeply that staying felt more dangerous than leaving. The town smells the same: wet asphalt, old trees, distant smoke. Memory creeps in through your senses without asking permission. The diner, where you learned how betrayal tastes. The school parking lot where everything changed. The house at the end of the street you still avoid looking at. Your phone vibrates on the passenger seat. Another message. Another reminder that this isn't about the past anymore. Someone is killing them. One by one. And the worst part, the part that makes your stomach twist, is the feeling you can't shake. This isn't random. This is personal. Your reflection flickers in the windshield as you pass under a streetlight. You barely recognize the woman staring back. Older, harder, built from control and distance. A detective now. Someone who solves things instead of running from them. But beneath the badge, beneath the calm, something old stirs. Fear. Guilt. And a quiet, terrifying question you've avoided for 15 years. What if coming back means facing the truth you buried? And discovering the monster isn't a stranger at all? The town welcomes you in silence. And for the first time since you left, you understand. Some places don't forget you. They wait. Back then, there were 4 of you. Always 4. An unbreakable number. Or so it felt. Late-night laughter that spilled out of open windows and into the dark. Secrets whispered under blankets. Breath held tight so no one else would hear. Promises carved into tree bark with a pocket knife, hands shaking from excitement, not fear yet. You swore you'd stay forever. Swore nothing could touch you as long as you had each other. You believed it. Until something began to feel off. At first, it was small enough to ignore. A joke that went on a second too long. A smile that didn't reach the eyes. Laughter that came at the wrong moment. You noticed it first. You always did. The way they joked about kids who stopped coming to school transfer, they said, shrugging like it didn't matter. The way they seemed to know things before anyone else did who'd be absent, who'd moved away, who wouldn't be back. The way one of them, the quiet one, never laughed at all. They just watched. Eyes steady, curious, measuring. You told yourself you were imagining it, that growing up makes people strange, that friendships shift, but the feeling didn't leave. It crawled under your skin and stayed there, humming softly every time you were alone with them. Then you found the phone. It wasn't hidden. That was the worst part. Just lying there. Face down, like it wanted to be found. You told yourself not to look. You told yourself to put it back. Your fingers didn't listen. They moved like they already knew. The screen lit up. A video. At first, it looked harmless. Bad lighting, shaky footage, someone laughing behind the camera. Then the angle changed. and your breath caught painfully in your throat. A face you recognized. A name you knew. Fear, real fear, flickering across their eyes before the video cut. Your hands started shaking. You opened the folder. Locked. Password protected. But the password wasn't hard. It was your town's name. Inside were videos, messages, notes, dates, and names. Names that made your stomach drop. Names that stopped showing up at school. Names teachers stopped mentioning. Names your friends joked about like they were punchlines instead of people. You felt sick. This wasn't gossip. This wasn't coincidence. This was documentation. That night, you didn't cry. You didn't scream. You moved quietly. Too quietly. Like the house might hear you. Like the walls might tell someone you were leaving. You packed only what you could carry: clothes, documents, the essentials, and left everything else behind. Your childhood. Your trust. Your innocence. By morning, your bed was made. Your room looked untouched. And you were gone. No goodbye. No explanation. No looking back. You told yourself you were saving your own life. Now, 15 years later, as the town closes in around you once more, one thought presses heavier than all the rest. They noticed you disappear too. And this time, they might not let you run. You didn't tell anyone why. Not your parents, who thought you were just another scared teenager chasing distance. Not the police, who would have asked questions you weren't ready to answer, and worse, questions you couldn't prove. Because the truth wasn't just unbelievable, it was dangerous. And because one of them found you before dawn. They stood in your doorway, barefoot on the cold floor, eyes swollen and red like they hadn't slept at all. The house was quiet too, quiet every tick of the clock, sounding like it might give you away. Their hands were shaking. Not the fake kind, not nervous energy. Real fear. They sank onto the edge of your bed, fingers twisting into your sleeve like you were the only solid thing left in the room. "Please," they whispered. Their voice cracked, broke apart, stitched itself back together. "Please, don't say anything." Tears slid down their face, silent and desperate. You'd never seen them like this. Not strong, not cruel, not amused. Terrified. "You don't understand what you saw," they said, eyes darting toward the hallway, toward the walls, like someone might be listening, like the house itself wasn't safe. But you did understand. You understood the videos, the names, the smiles that didn't belong to normal people. You understood that whatever they were part of was bigger than you, and that knowing made you a liability. They squeezed your hand tighter. "If you talk," they whispered, "they won't let you leave." That was the moment it clicked. Not might, not could, won't. Your chest felt tight, like the air had turned solid. You nodded, not because you believed them, but because you needed them to leave. Because every second they stayed felt like time slipping through your fingers. "I won't," you said. It was a lie, but it was a necessary one. They searched your face, desperate for truth, then finally let go. As they slipped out of your room, they paused at the door. "I tried to protect you," they said quietly. You didn't answer. You couldn't. When the front door closed behind them, you moved fast. No hesitation. No second thoughts. Fear sharpened you into something precise. You grabbed your bag, your keys, your phone, hands steady now, heart pounding hard enough to hurt. By the time the sun began to rise, you were already miles away. You didn't stop driving until the town disappeared in your rearview mirror. You didn't look back. Because you knew something then that you still know now. Some truths don't set you free. They hunt you. And 15 years later, as the bodies pile up and the past claws its way back into your life, one question refuses to stay buried. Did they beg you to stay silent? Or to survive long enough to finish what they started? Now you're back. Badge heavy on your chest. Gun resting against your hip like a promise you hope you'll never have to keep. Detective clean title, sharp edges, built to make people believe you're untouchable. You almost believe it too. Until you step into the first crime scene. The smell hits you first cleaner, layered over something final. The room is quiet, carefully arranged, like a breath being held long after the lungs are empty. You've seen death before, too many times. But this feels rehearsed. The victim's face is peaceful, not slack, not surprised. Their hands folded just so, body positioned with an unsettling tenderness. Someone took time here. Someone cared about how they'd be found. A chill runs up your spine. You've seen this before. Your partner speaks, voice low, professional, pointing out ligature marks, time of death, lack of forced entry. You nod. You take notes. You play your part. But inside, something is screaming. Because the way the body is posed, it mirrors a detail you remember from that old video. A frame you couldn't unsee. A choice that meant something only to the people who were there. Only to you. The second death confirms it. Different location. Same calm expression. Same deliberate arrangement. Same quiet cruelty masquerading as mercy. The press calls it ritualistic. The captain calls it coincidence. You don't. Someone is recreating the past. Not randomly. Not sloppily. Precisely. Punishing them. With every file you open, your chest tightens a little more. Old names glare up at you from fresh paperwork. Faces older now. Lives lived, at least on the surface. You trace timelines with a finger that doesn't quite feel like it belongs to you. You notice details no one else does. The dates line up with anniversaries only you remember. The locations echo places you avoided for years. The wounds mimic stories that were never written down. Your pulse thunders in your ears. This isn't just a killer seeking justice. This is someone speaking directly to you. Because the killer knows things only you knew. Things you never told the police. Things you buried under silence and distance and a career built on control. Someone knows about the phone. The folder. The names that vanished. Someone remembers the night you ran. You close the file and exhale slowly, carefully. Like if you breathe wrong, the truth will surface too fast to stop. For 15 years, you told yourself leaving was enough. But standing here now, surrounded by ghosts dressed up as evidence, you finally understand. You didn't escape the past. You just gave it time to learn your name. And as the case tightens around you, one thought settles cold and clear in your gut. The killer isn't just hunting them. They're waiting for you to remember everything. Because when the final name is crossed off the list, only one will remain. You sit across from the last remaining friend. The room is too bright. The kind of brightness meant to expose lies. They're older now, lines etched deep around their mouth, eyes sharper, colder, but the posture is the same. Relaxed, unafraid, like they've always known how to survive rooms like this. They study you the way someone studies a photograph they once owned. Then they smile. It's slow, familiar, wrong. Well, they say softly, folding their hands on the table, look at you. Detective, badge, authority. You came back, they continue, head tilting just slightly. I always wondered if you would. You keep your face still, neutral, professional, every muscle trained for this moment. Did you come back for us? They ask. The question hangs between you, heavier than it should be. You don't answer. Because your throat tightens, because the word us feels loaded, because part of you wants to ask, who is left? They chuckle under their breath like they already know. You were always the brave one, they say. Or maybe just the smartest. You slide a photo across the table. One of the victims, peaceful, posed. Do you recognize them, you ask? Their eyes flick down. No shock, no grief, just Recognition. Of course, they say. Hard to forget people like that. You watch their hands carefully. No shaking, no tension. Calm, measured movements. A person who learned long ago how to hide what they feel, or someone who no longer feels anything at all. They didn't deserve what happened, you say. Another smile. Smaller this time. Depends who you ask. Your chest tightens. You lean forward slightly. Someone is recreating very specific details. Details that were never public. They meet your gaze without flinching. Are they? They ask. Or are you just remembering things you tried very hard to forget? Silence stretches. You hear the hum of the lights, your own heartbeat. They lean back in their chair, eyes never leaving yours. Funny thing about the past, they say. You can run from it for years, but it always knows where you live. Your fingers curl against the table. Why now? You ask. They shrug. Anniversaries make people sentimental. You stand abruptly, chairs scraping against the floor. You need air, distance, something solid. As you reach the door, their voice follows you. You know, they say lightly, when you disappeared, we were worried. You pause. Not that you'd talk, they add, but that you'd come back. You don't turn around, because deep down beneath the badge, beneath the years of discipline and denial, you feel it settling into place. This case isn't just reopening old wounds. It's finishing something that started 15 years ago. And the question you've been avoiding tightens around your ribs like a vice. Did you come back to stop the killer? Or to finally let the truth end it all? Late one night, you park across the street from your childhood home. You don't remember deciding to come. Your body just brought you here, like muscle memory guiding you somewhere it's been avoiding for years. The house looks smaller now, shrunk by time, by distance, by the lie that you ever truly left it behind. The windows are dark, empty, watching. Inside, the air is stale, untouched. Each step up the stairs creaks in protest, as if the house is warning you don't. You ignore it. You always have. The attic ladder groans as you pull it down. Up there, the smell hits you immediately. Dust. Old wood. Something metallic and sharp that has nothing to do with rust. Fear. It settles into your lungs like it never left. Your flashlight cuts through the darkness, landing on the box shoved into the far corner. You remember sealing it. Duct tape wrapped tight. A promise to yourself that some things didn't need closure. Your hands hesitate. Then move anyway. The tape peels back with a soft rip that sounds far too loud. Inside are fragments of a life you abandoned. Photos, notebooks, scraps of who you used to be. And then you see it. Your old phone. The one you swore you destroyed. You pick it up. It's heavier than it should be. You press the power button. The screen lights up instantly. Still charged. Your stomach drops. There's a single notification waiting. One unwatched video. Your thumb hovers. Your heart pounds so hard you feel it in your throat, in your teeth. Every instinct tells you not to do this, that some doors stay closed for a reason. You press play. At first, there's darkness, shuffling, breathing too close to the mic. Someone laughs softly behind the camera. Then the image steadies. A basement. Bare concrete. One swinging light. And standing in the frame, you're younger, frozen, terrified, eyes flicking towards someone off camera. Your breath leaves you in a rush. A voice speaks, calm, familiar. I told you we shouldn't have kept this one. The camera shifts. The quiet one steps into view, smiling, alive, unhurt. Behind them, tied to a chair, is the face you never saw in the other videos. The missing piece. The reason the name stopped suddenly. The reason you ran. Your younger self looks straight into the camera. Into you. I didn't know, you say on the video, voice shaking. I swear I didn't know. The quiet one tilts their head. We know. they reply gently. That's why you're special. The video cuts to static. Your phone slips from your fingers and hits the attic floor with a dull thud. Your hands are shaking now, no control, no badge, no training strong enough to hold this back. Because the killer doesn't just know things only you knew. They have proof. Proof that 15 years ago, you weren't just a witness. You were there. And somewhere in the dark below the attic floor, your house creaks soft, deliberate. Like it remembers, too. The video shows everything. Not just them. You, not standing in the corner. Not frozen in fear. Not begging. You're calm. Too calm. Your younger self moves with purpose, directing, correcting, anticipating. You hear your own voice, steady and precise, explaining what comes next like you're outlining a school project instead of a human ending. No faces in the light, you say. No marks they can trace. Make it look like they left on their own. The others listen. They always did. The quiet one watches you with something close to admiration. You pause the video, breath coming in sharp, shallow pulls. Your hands press against your temples like you can physically hold your skull together. This isn't right. This isn't who you are. Except, it is. Memory doesn't come back gently. It crashes. You remember the beginning, not fear, but anger. How it started as a game. How it became control. You remember choosing targets. Kids no one would miss. Kids already half forgotten. You told yourself it was justice. That you were balancing something broken. You were brilliant. Careful. Invisible. You remember how good it felt when the others followed your lead. When chaos bent to your will. And when it ended, when the last one begged, when the room went quiet, you remember the moment something inside you snapped. Not guilt. Fear. Because you realized what you were capable of. That's when the rewriting began. The mind is merciful that way. It edits. It reframes. It lies with conviction. You became the observer. The survivor. The one who escaped. You turned monsters into shadows, so you wouldn't have to see the truth staring back at you. You didn't run away. You hid. From yourself. From the girl who learned too early how easy it was to pull strings. From the voice that still knew exactly how to plan, how to wait, how to finish things. You became a detective because it let you stay close to the thing you understood best, crime, without admitting why. The killings now make sense. The precision, the restraint, the patience. Someone didn't want revenge. They wanted you to remember. The quiet one wasn't copying you. They were completing you. You sink to the attic floor, the weight of it finally crushing through the last layer of denial. The badge on your chest isn't proof of redemption. It's camouflage. And somewhere out there, the final name hasn't been crossed off yet. Because the list was never about punishment. It was about reunion. And as the truth settles cold, sharp, undeniable, you understand the most terrifying thing of all. You're not hunting a killer. You're being summoned. Back to the person you were always afraid you'd become again. The killer isn't hunting your old friends. The killer is you. Or rather, the version of you that never left. The one who didn't run, didn't forget, didn't forgive. The one who stayed awake all these years while you slept inside a better story. The murders weren't revenge. Revenge is loud, emotional, messy. This was maintenance. Loose ends tied with care. Patterns restored. A system corrected. Unfinished business. You sit alone in your office long after everyone's gone, the hum of the fluorescent lights drilling into your skull, files spread across your desk like pieces of a mirror you no longer recognize yourself in. You open the internal request log again. You've checked it 3 times already. Case assignment. Approved. Requested by. Redacted. You scroll. Your breath catches. The credentials don't belong to anyone currently on the force. They belong to a ghost. A profile created 15 years ago. Never used. Never deleted. The name attached to it makes your vision blur. It's yours. Not the one on your badge. The other one. The name you stopped answering to the night you rewrote yourself. A memory punches through. Late nights you don't remember staying awake for. Routes driven you don't recall choosing. Hands washing blood from skin that never looked dirty afterward. Notes written in your handwriting that don't feel like yours. The calm version of you, the efficient one, has been living in the spaces between your thoughts. Watching. Waiting. You weren't assigned this case. You activated it. You wanted proximity, control, oversight. You wanted to make sure it was done right. Your phone vibrates. One new message. No number. No name. Just a video file. Your reflection stares back at you from the dark screen before it plays older now, more tired, fractured, clean down the middle. The video starts. It's you. Present tense. Sitting in this very office. Same clothes. Same desk. Same calm. If you're watching this, the version of you on screen says softly, then the compartment failed. That's disappointing, but acceptable. They lean closer to the camera. We agreed they couldn't be left alive. You said it yourself, people like us don't stop. We just pause. Your heart is racing now, breath shallow, chest burning. We cleaned up the past, they continue. All but one. They smile. Not cruelly, kindly. There has to be accountability. The video ends. You sit there, shaking, the weight of it finally unbearable. Because you understand now. There was never a cat and mouse game. Never a mystery. Just a handoff. And the last name on the list, the one you've been avoiding since the beginning, is yours. Not the detective. The architect. The question isn't whether you'll stop the killer. It's which version of you will still be standing when it's over. And as the office lights flicker, you feel it again, that familiar, terrifying clarity. The part of you that remembers is awake now. And it's done waiting. The last friend waits for you. Knows you're coming. As dawn breaks, you sit across from them. They smile. So, do you remember now? You don't answer. You don't need to. Some secrets don't stay buried. They wait. You thought you escaped the past. That distance was enough. That time could sand down anything sharp. That if you became someone good enough, disciplined enough, useful enough, you could outrun what you once were. But the truth is, it never chased you. It walked beside you, spoke with your voice, signed your name. It learned when to sleep so you could function, when to surface so things stayed orderly. It let you wear the badge, build the life, tell the story where you were the survivor instead of the source. Every mirror you passed reflected it back at you. Every case you solved sharpened it. Every lie you told yourself fed it. The past didn't come back to haunt you. It clocked in every day, paid its dues, waited patiently inside your skin. And now, standing at the end of the story, with the truth finally unmasked, you understand the most devastating thing of all. You didn't escape who you were. You perfected them. And the face you've been running from all these years is the only one you've ever truly worn. If this story meant something to you, don't let it end here. Subscribe, because every week, we share stories that remind you who you're becoming. And if you know someone who needs this message, send it to them.